Well, we got old Theseus pulled up in the backyard, and what I've been doing is changing my brake caliper glides. And I just replaced them with these Carlsons. These are the part numbers for the rear and the front. And these are my rear brake caliper glide boots. I don't know the exact name for the things, and these are my fronts. The lower glide has sort of internal boot sort of dealio, not really sure why, but the exterior boots are all the same. And it is January of 2021, and I changed the fronts at 199,000 miles, and I changed the rears at 205,000 miles, and I'm currently at, wait for it, 230,000 miles. I think 232,000 miles. So it's been a grand total of like 32,000 and like 27,000 miles, and they're already fucking fucked. This is the only one. This was rear upper. This is the only boot that is still intact, and it's in remarkably good shape compared to everything else. Every single one of these other ones just split apart, dry rotted, cracked, ripped off. This one fucking broke in half. All of these have a cracked mouth on them. It's just inexcusable. And these are from these Power Stop Performance brake calipers, which I know are cheap as hell, and they're just red. They're not actually performance, so really they're just coated brake calipers that are red. But I bought them because they were coated and they were cheaper and everything else, and they were red, and I said, why the fuck not? I'm either going to buy something cheap, or I can buy something cheap that's red. So I just went with the red ones, but this is just sort of a PSA to tell you that the caliper glides are fucking ass. They are garbage. Just go ahead and replace them. I think these were like $3, $4, $5 for a set. So yeah, it's worth it. If you buy those things, just go ahead and buy caliper glides and just replace them preemptively. These little internal guys held up just fine, so I wouldn't really worry about those too much, but you're gonna have to pull them anyway, so might as well just go for it. And then save the old ones as emergency spares, because I can tell you all of these were gone by like 10,000 miles. They were already cracked, they were already rotten. But just a quick little rundown on how to do that is it's gonna be hard to show you through the wheel, because I already just put everything back on and put up the jack and torqued everything down. But with the rears, it's just remove the caliper, and then you've got the glides just sort of free floating within there. Just push the glide through from this side to inside, from outer to inner, and the little metal guide will pop through and just pull it out. And then just, if it gets a bit sticky, just take a flat blade screwdriver and stick it between the caliper and the glide boot, and just sort of free it up a little bit, and then just twist and pull and yank it out. And you just put a little bit of brake grease on the new one, just on the leading edge, and you can just sort of fold it in half, pull it through, and it's really easy. I thought it was going to be an absolute nightmare, and it all went smoothly for me on all of them, also because these are only like not even a year old. So no rust, plus I live in Charleston, so there is no salt except for the seawater that I drive through whenever I go downtown. And the fronts are even easier. So the guides and the boots are on the bracket, this guy right here, that holds on the caliper. So it's just pull the caliper off. You don't even have to take the pads off. Set the caliper aside, and then just grab the boot and just rip it off. Take it off the old one. And I cleaned all the old grease off of everything and put Slide Glide on it. And yeah, just pull the whole boot glide assembly off of the back of the bracket. Take the old boot off, just stick a flat blade screwdriver under the lip and pop it off. Wipe all the old grease off. I stuck the thing back in about 3 times to pull all the grease out, because it already turned to like black goopy garbage. It's still good, still lubricated, but it was just full of brake dust because all the boots were disintegrated. So you just grab it, yank it off, take it off the old thing, clean it off, put a little bit more grease on it, stick a little dollop of grease inside of the boot, and just sort of massage it until it's in the middle, and then roll it around. grease the absolute shit out of everything. I put the boot back onto the bracket, just pops right over into the lip. Don't grease the lips. I did that on the first rear, and it pops off and everything. So don't grease the little lips, don't grease the little groove, just grease the inside of the slide, and it'll all just go together. Real easy. If you can change brake pads, you can do this, no problem. So yeah, sorry I can't really show you. Probably should have thought about this beforehand, but you know, if you need to change your brake caliper glide boots, pretty dang easy. It's about as easy as changing brake pads. It's even easier than changing brake pads on the front. It's a little bit more involved than changing brake pads on the back, but evens out. So PSA, don't trust power stop caliper brake glide boots, because they are garbage, junk, worthless. And I'm going to use these Carlsons. I can't promise you that they're not also complete garbage, but I can tell you the OEMs were still good after 200,000 miles when I took them off. Actually, I've still got them. I've got the rears in the garage back here because there was not a core charge on the rears. So I can actually even show you that the OEMs were still good. So let me just dig into here and show you after I get power steering fluid everywhere. Alright, so in comparison to the Carlsons, these are the two off of my rear passenger brake caliper. This is the one that was alright, and this is the one that was absolutely the worst because it had totally broken in two places. Here's the OEM, which only has 205,000 miles on it, and there's really nothing wrong with these. I just replaced them because I did the fronts, and the fronts were starting to crack on the caliper piston, so I figured might as well just do the rears. It'll give me another chance to bleed the system because I already did this, so might as well. And yeah, here's the OEM. Here's the Mopars. 205,000 miles and about 14 years, and they're fucking perfect. They're beautiful. They're absolutely pristine. And here's the Carlsons after 8 months and like 27,000 miles, and they're fucking garbage. They're ruined. So yeah, it's not just me. I'm not biased. These are fucking ass, because here's the goddamn Mopar stuff, and if the quality of Mopars in the early 2000s can be judged by anything, it's the fact that I've replaced every single fucking part on this goddamn Jeep, and they somehow got rubber technology bang on 14 years ago, and Power Stop can't do it today. So yeah, don't buy Power Stop shit. Check your brake caliper glide boots if you've replaced the calipers with non-OEMs. So anyway, I'm going to tell you for the 463,000th time this video, if you buy Power Stop brake calipers for your 2005 Jeep Liberty, just go ahead and swap out the brake caliper glides. Can't tell you if Carlsons are good or not, but they were the only ones on Rock Auto when I went looking for them. And I don't know, we'll see, but these are definitely garbage. Even if they're still good on your dang OEM brake calipers, like even if the entire thing is rusted off and exploded, just swap the brake caliper boots out, because they're going to be better than these damn things. Now, if you like this kind of crap, make sure to like and comment. If you hate it, make sure to dislike and comment, because any engagement helps me out. So the only way you can actually tell me to fuck off is to not do anything. And if you want to see more of this, make sure to subscribe and stick around. More stupid crap on my Jeep to come. Tom out.